Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode. I took pretty long break um, from work, from many different things. So now I'm back to previous mode, more or less. There are a few things which I'd like to highlight. So from now on, I will be having some live streams in another time zone, like this one. Uh, so it's 12 p.m. Pacific time, when I live in US, and it will be 12 p.m. European time, like normally uh, when I live in Europe. So this is one thing, and another thing which I want to say. Oh yeah, thanks everyone for joining. It's been pretty long time, and I kind of miss this. Yeah, this way of spending Friday afternoon. I hope everybody is having a good time, and let me remind the format and what exactly is going to happen and how I've been doing it in the past. So first of all, this live stream is going to be recorded, and during these live streams, I've had several formats in the past. Some of these formats I like, some of those formats I don't really like, but nevertheless, that's what I've had. The main purpose of this live stream is to do something fun with Terraform, and hopefully this fun is actually applicable to daily activities of kind of typical DevOps engineer and maybe Terraform users and so on. So first thing which is really important is that if there is some question or something is not clear, don't hesitate to ask, and I should be able to. Anika, there are some people. There are at least 9 people I can see in my counter. I have no clue how it counts. Uh, it's probably only from YouTube, but there are also people from other platforms like Twitter and Twitch. So there are some people, maybe not as many as before, but I believe we will increase this number kind of organically. So my live stream has been active, not live stream, I've been streaming for more than, I think, 2 or 3 years. No, I think 3 years. Yeah, pretty long time. And in the past, I've had terraform-aws-modules development, as well as different Terraform tools reviews as format. And in the near future, I will do a mix of this. I will continue developing terraform-aws-modules, and also, hello, Tanya. And also, I will be continuing working on serverless TF. One of the reasons why I will continue working on serverless TF is that there is obvious demand uh, from community who wants to use Terraform and work with serverless on AWS. And also, I will probably give a talk about serverless TF at upcoming AWS reInvent conference, which will be in Las Vegas beginning of December. So I need to improve some things, and I need to update some things here and there. So if you are interested in serverless and serverless TF in particular, just keep this in mind. The next stream will be about that one. Serverless TF has a lot of potential and a lot of improvements which I want to make. So yeah, that's it. Also, I want to say big thanks to people who are sponsoring my work. That's pretty much how I live. So thanks to these people who are sponsoring, yeah, what I've been doing for many years. And also big thanks to organizations who are sponsoring, because they obviously understand that they use several projects which I have developed in the past or which I maintain. So thanks a lot to them for doing this support over a long time. Also, let me say, yeah, one more thing. Weekly TF, for those who don't know, or maybe you guys are new, so welcome to this live stream. Important thing is that weekly TF has 9,300 subscribers, like email subscribers, which is kind of a lot. Over summertime, this amount of subscribers grew, I think, 20%. So it's pretty big jump for a couple months. Also, my YouTube channel. Hello, Judah. So also my what is it? YouTube channel. Oh my god, I completely forgot the word. My YouTube channel is exactly the same amount as weekly TF. So yeah, thanks everyone for following, and thanks everyone for finding it useful. I'm really interested in hearing your experience and your feedback. Some of you may have already noted that quality of video is significantly better than before. That's because I'm using iPhone camera instead of some Logitech. So iPhone already has camera, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so let's do something useful, right? So again, a weekly TF is there. If your company wants to sponsor this, here is message. Just send me an email, and we can discuss how this is happening. Every week I'm sending a newsletter where I include around 5 links to different blog posts, different pieces of content which I find useful for wide audience. Like in this week's episode, I included a post by Kyler about Terraform drift detection using GitHub native tools, which I think is pretty cool and very useful for many people. And also, I want to mention this article by Andrew Leap about implementing rotation of secrets using custom provider multi-rotate set resource and Terramate and yeah, no, actually not Terramate, Terra team. Yeah, that's a mistake. But okay. Yeah, so let's see what we have and let's do something useful. Okay. By the way, if you can hear me well, or if you don't hear me at all, let me know. I have very new setup here, so it's hard for me to understand if it works as expected or not. Let me see. Just move a bit here. Yeah, it's too ambitious to move some windows here in this streaming software because it just doesn't work. But okay. Thank you, Sebastian, for confirming. Right. So for the next approximately 50 minutes, I'd like to look through some pull requests, maybe some issues in terraform-aws-modules, and explain how I think about it, maybe merging some of these, maybe leaving comment and so on. So overall, what I find really important for me to understand is whether all of this actually makes sense or not. Do you guys find it relevant, find it useful during your like day-to-day work or not? Because if this is something what I'm doing just for fun for myself, then I will probably sabotage this and do something useful during live streams. So let me know. As I said, next several episodes will be serverless oriented because it's kind of cool. Okay, so let's start with what Melissa already finished, and I already provided some review. So let me just look at it one more time, and hopefully we can just merge it. So here Melissa wants to modify which one event bridge module and introduce new way to customize resources on pass role here. Very straightforward thing, right? So this is the most important line, 248, where the change is instead of always allow when passing like all kind of IAM role, which is potentially not secure, there is a way to parameterize this one, and yeah, and that's it. Okay, looks very good, and Melissa is already very well aware about how our setup is working, so it's easy merge. Let's see, squash and merge, and next one. Yes, good. So this was simple. Let's look into something what I'm not going to merge. The reason why I'm not going to merge is because this is transit gateway. I know that a lot of people use this module, but believe me or not, since I created this module 5 years ago, I didn't use this module at all. So it's very hard for us to add something here without actually using it. So yeah, that's the main reason. We can always merge something, right? But then if somebody opens a PR and say like, oh, or issue and say like, oh, this doesn't work, I don't want to spend time because I'm not using it. So that's pretty much the whole logic around, around modules priority. If people demand something but none of us are using, I mean, none of maintainers are using, then yeah, we're not going to proceed with it so lightly. We need to review it. But nevertheless, let's take a look at what's going to happen here. I see magic already. Oh my god. Magic. And magic. Yeah. So, yeah, as I said, it's not just adding new thing somewhere. It's adding a lot of things. And also it's, for some reason, it's a renaming of resource. Yeah, that's unlikely to happen. Yeah. What can I leave? Like, what kind of comment I can read? Oh, yeah, I can leave here. Now, let me see. Yeah. Well, all of these changes has to be tested very carefully. If I just add TGV additional seeder here, and then go through this VPC attachment and add, no, it's magic. Let's don't spend time on this one. I have no clue what to do with it, and yeah, I don't think I will find time to review it properly, so I just have to skip it, unfortunately. Yeah. Okay, let's look into another one. Add support for ECR repository creation template. This is something pretty new as far as I remember. So it's version 561. If I go to this one and if I search for 561 release, and then somewhere here in this release notes, ECR repository creation template. I don't really know what is it, so let me look into this. Add support for ECR repository creation templates. What? Okay. So it's new resource and it has a bunch of different properties. Let's see how this can be used. Let's see in documentation how this can be used. Let's see. I'm looking for some Terraform code in documentation for this one. So it's new resource. So it requires some policy, and then this policy is used somewhere inside of this template. And then there are a bunch of other lifecycle policy and some other static things. So now let's look into the pull request and see which parts were added. So repository creation template is here. Bunch of things. Example complete. Registry replication configuration. What? Is it registry replication configuration? I don't think so. It's probably a registry creation template. Yeah. Configuration. Okay. Right, so this is it. So like I said, here is repository policy, right? Inside of this one, there is repository policy with bunch of different actions hard-coded. In this one, it is just an input. So my first question, does it make sense to take care of repository policy as well, so that user can just use some default policy if they want, or should they provide always? Okay, let's see. Should this be null? Always. Null here, probably null here as well. So this is lifecycle policy document to apply. Consider using ECR lifecycle policy document to generate can it be empty or should it be null? Yeah, it can be empty here, I guess. But maybe, no, wait. Yeah, it's better to have null, to fall back to the provider default. And same here. Description for this template, also null. And custom role, that's for sure should be null. And this one is false. Okay, so repository creation template, yeah, that's true. So from what I understand, this thing, like this resource, is going to be creating some configuration, and then can it be created alongside with the rest of repository? Applied form must contain one or more. Applied form must contain, let's see. Thank you, Sebastian, for suggestion. I'm very new to this resource. I have no clue what is it. But let's see, maybe adding some validation for the variable could be useful. It's just, let me explain my statement about validation. So yeah, contains one or more pull-through or replication. So look, if we add any validation here inside of this block, and then new version of Terraform AWS provider comes and say that there is one more option available, we should update our module. We don't want to update it. we always specify just minimum version. Like, okay, from 5.6, this is going to work, or 5.61 is going to work. But we don't want to repeat the same logic which is already inside of provider itself, or inside of any SDK or any API wrappers. So that's why yeah, it's unnecessary. And also a really important point is that up until recently, let me find it. Where did I see it? It's probably validation. No, it's not here. It's in 1.9 or even here. A validation. Let me see. Validation. So in 1.10 there are some improvements, but it's 1.10. We are talking about 1.1 or 1.3 at maximum. But let me see, where was it? It was probably in 1.9. There were some improvements related to validation being executed. Terraform now returns specific. Fix validation. Right, this is it. So previously input variable validation rules could only refer to what is there. And that's why we never took it seriously. Because the condition which has to be written for this variable, pretty much for this one, should take into account that this value is probably required only if this set to true. Otherwise, we don't care what is specified in this property, right? Only if user wants to create repository creation template is set to true, then we need to validate some of these values. Up until 1.9, it was not possible. You could not write validating statement. Is the mic very quiet only for me? Mike, I can probably fix this here. Oh, no, I cannot fix it here. Let me see. Maybe I can fix it. Well, no, I cannot fix it anymore. It's already maximum for me. It says 100%. No, okay, I can probably scream, but in general, yeah, that's how I speak. I'm very quiet, very polite person. Okay, that was joke. Yeah, so talking about validation, it doesn't make a lot of sense to write or to mimic some sophisticated validation rules because we will be always having a race between provider values and something else. As I said, it just doesn't make a lot of sense in most cases in these modules. If you wrap these modules with whatever you use for your company, then yes, you can use whatever logic you have in the upcoming version in 1.9. As I mentioned, you can do pretty good validation because you can mention, you can reference different values in different conditions, and yeah, that's pretty much how it should be. And also, what is pretty cool is that you will be able to reference to other objects such as data resources. So think about that you can actually call data source before validation or to make a decision whether this value is okay. Yeah, so that's it. Maybe in the future we will add validation blocks, but for now I just don't understand how it will be working. Okay, let's move on. So this one is not needed. So let's take a look here. Null, null, and false. Right. Repository creation template. repository creation template, date, and finish review and request changes. So this was pretty good, but a little bit extra has to be done. Overall, it's good. So thank you for that. Let's take a look into this one. AppSync, add additional input whose value is appended to general role names to prevent collision in same account. If you want to deploy multiple instances of a configuration using this module in the same account, without this change, the role names would collide. Let's see. No, they will not collide if you specify logs role name or service role name. There is no need to introduce a prefix for that. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. And also, there is no need to touch wrappers because this code was automatically generated. Yeah. Okay, so I can just say that this is not needed because you can always specify, let's see, you can parameterize to be able to create non-colliding resources. Similar for services. Yeah. To be able. Okay, you can parameterize var to be unique to create non-colliding resources. Okay, and this one is here. So obviously you can just use each value. You to specify argument in services to achieve what you want. Okay. And yeah, this one is not needed. And this is going to be comment because I don't expect any changes here, and we can just close it. Pretty polite way, I think. Leaving comments and just closing it. Okay, let's see, this one is done. Route 53. Oh yeah, this one is, for some reason, it's pretty big. Now let me see how many people actually use it. What? Right, so there are some more pull requests. Maybe I will have to take a look into them as well. And just before that, I want to see, I'm curious to see if it's being used like crazy. Not so much. Not so much. I thought it's like a lot, but yeah. Actually, it's a lot, but still. Okay. Yeah, so this, oh, actually it's a lot. This module was created 4 years ago, and just in 1 year it was downloaded 8, but overall it was 13, so it's more than half in 1 year. Okay, then this explains why there are so many comments and questions and everything in this one. Yeah, if anyone is interested, I can look into here inside traffic. Yeah, it's pretty stable, but pretty low still compared to many other modules. Overall, 7,000. Mm. I'm glad that Southwest is using this module. Southwest. That's pretty cool. So Southwest is using Atlassian, apparently, and Southwest is using Route 53. That's pretty cool. That's an achievement. Okay, let's see. I wish Southwest sponsor my work as well. Okay, let's see. So I will take a look into this one. This complements 106 by adding a new variable to update egress rules. This PR also adds support for setting static IP address on the resolver endpoint instances. The previous request was hard-coded and to fix it, you can do something this or this. Yeah. Unfortunately, people sometimes have to comment in to remove stale mark. Hello on James Art. I'm already skeptical when people come in from Twitch, but you're welcome if you don't try to sell me anything. Sometimes people go here and they say like, oh, you need to click this link. Okay, so what this change is about? This subnet was here and now it's here. Okay, can somebody explain what's going on? What is this? Like why these changes needed? Yeah, this is an example. But also there were a few other properties added. List of IP addresses and subnets where Route 53 resolver endpoints will be deployed. So instead of iterating through subnets, it will iterate through IP address, IP and subnet ID. And all of this is required, right? Let's take a look. We go somewhere here, put something, click space at the end. This is really important. Okay, it's funny. So if you click one space, it doesn't change. But if you click two spaces, it works. If you click three spaces, it's even better. If you click four spaces, it doesn't work. Oh, it's so funny. Okay, anyway, resolver endpoint. So IP address, subnet, and IP. So IP address is required, and subnet ID is required, but IP is optional. So if IP is optional, it means that here it should be written using lookup, and it should be null, which means that if IP is there, then take it. Okay, subnet IDs renamed into something else. Can we use, maybe I need to explain it why. Let me see. IP. Here it says that IP is optional. Mhm. How to keep subnet IDs? Oh, hello, Bruno. Yeah, I think I saw some of your work recently. I don't remember where, what was it related, but it was something, some new function or something. Yeah, functions. We don't use functions here in terraform-aws-modules, but yeah, maybe something useful we can talk about in regards to how to improve this. Okay, I'm thinking about keeping these subnet IDs for now, or even better, even better. Right, we can keep this value for now. I really don't like to make break and change just for fun. So when user specify a list of something and we need to make it list of maps, we can do this for users. So let me think. If user specifies subnet IDs as list, then we have to convert it into another structure like this one. If user specify IP address, then that's it. Then we just use it. Yeah. How to do this? How to do this? IP optional. No need to specify type. Here it's yeah, exactly. It was a third provider. Corp assert. It's a little utility. Let me see. It's a little utility provider to assert Terraform configurations with not very useful in modules apart from variable validation. Yeah, see the ranges, IP addresses. Well, having fun with egress rules for the first time. So yeah, but actually what I'm having most fun is probably yeah, making this change not break and change. This is very useful. So let me think how to do this. The first is that we should not delete subnet IDs. Right, so this is going to be a list of map of string or list of any or list of any, something like this. Okay, so main thing here is I'm gonna to leave this comment. I don't want to write the solution for this, but main thing will be here. Let's don't make this change as a breaking change. Let's make this change as what? Let's make this change not as a breaking change, something like this. Add support for IP address. Type or variable like now. Keep subnet IDs, how it's called, subnet IDs as before. mm, in for each, in for each, in for each, use go back to the P attribute. If you define a default value to an option in Terraform, you can directly access the field without needing to use lookup. Yeah, exactly. You can do this, but in some cases, maybe this is correct for this statement, but in some cases, what I really kind of dislike in Terraform still for many years is that uh, there can be different type, and sometimes it can be optional string, but most often it can be that optional, how to say, it's like in complex structure, like in S3 bucket, you may want to have optional where only one is required. Like you can specify A, B, or C, but you cannot specify three of them simultaneously. Again, if you try to put this logic into variable type, you will have to do a lot of magic. And actually, I don't know how to do this. If you have just one property where you can specify optional, it's fine. You can do it, you can use it. The reason why we don't use it in most of, in pretty much 99% of modules is because we don't want to fight with provider. And if provider then later change this logic, we don't want to release new version of module just for that. We did this in the past for like S3 bucket module, where we try to follow kind of new releases of AWS provider. So yeah, here it's probably okay. You can do this, but yeah, we have this logic in many other places, like in all other places. So yeah, I think your solution is okay. I mean, it's even better here, but I don't want to think about it and try to, to satisfy it in different modules, different needs. Okay, where I was writing it, like in for each use IP address if not empty, use one of. Try to use IP address if not empty, and or subnet IDs converted in the same structure as IP address. Mm-hmm. And yeah, the last one. Make sure to show usage of both variables in examples. Tick tick. That's it. Request changes. Yeah. I think sometimes it's really, how to say, yeah, it's really tricky to think about how to make change without breaking existing usage. Okay, let's go further. It's funny, I have no clue if it's my streaming software which is broken or it's pretty cool because there are 82 people watching. I don't believe it's true. I don't believe so. But anyway, let's close this one. Oh, yes, there are a few other things. Let's see. Add primary. What? Primary server name. One more output has been added in zones let's see. So name server that creates SOA record. Primary server name. Was it something new? What resource was it? It was Route 53 zone. Route 53 zone 1 space, 2 space, 3 space. Yeah, 3 spaces enough. Okay, yeah, there is primary server zone. Let me see if it was new. It was there forever. Interesting. Why didn't we have it before? Maybe it was in version 4. Yeah, it was actually added, but 2 years ago. And this module is 4 years old. Yeah, so it's good. It's a good idea to update it. Okay, dokie, let's see. So primary name server attribute was in this version, which was like ages ago. I believe we support, or we expect a newer version. Let's see which version we support or we expect. Where is it? Module, zones, and version. Oh no. Oh my god, we expect a really ancient version, which was 4 years ago. So yeah, let's think. Potentially this should be a breaking change, because we are going to increase AWS provider so much, like its new major release. So yes. What else we can do here? Examples. Yeah. Let's say, please update versions TF to require 436 to require AWS provider version 4360 or new. Where was it? Think. Good evening, Martin. Please update verb to require or newer, since this is when attribute was introduced. It will have to be a major release or newer. Okay. Request change. Please update. Please update all versions TF. Yeah, please update this one. It will have to be a major release and request changes. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's see, maybe there is also something else. What in version 4, 2 years ago, there was some work on this resource. Let's see if there was something in version this is version 5, which is now Let's see if there were any new things added. No, it's just event. Yeah, so there are only fixes, which is good. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's good. And I will make it as a feature. It's break and change, so I added this exclamation mark. It's going to be add primary name sorter to outputs. It's going to be in modules zone or zones. Why I was so creative to call it plural, I don't know. Anyway, modules zones. Yeah. Okay, that's good. That's good. Let's see it. So we took care of this one. It's not stale anymore. Well, it should be not stale anymore. Come on. Shouldn't be stale because it's pretty important. So thank you very much, Vitaly Denisenko, for that. It's funny, 2 years ago, and during 2 years, nobody asked for this. Okay, let's see one more. Add zone cross account VPC association submodule. Well, sometimes when I look into Route 223, I think like, what else we should add here? Because amount of resources here is pretty big. It's like some seed health check, query log, traffic policy. So yeah, it's a lot of different things. Plus, there are a lot of other services, which is also pretty messy and pretty complicated. But okay, let's see. Maybe it makes sense to add here too. I confirmed working. Please take a look. Hello, Javier. So let's take a look. We have second account in another region, which is in case when private and public zones with same domain name. What? Okay, let's see. Let's take a look on this later. We have private. And here is another one. So zone VPC association. What's going on here? I don't understand. So this one was, it's in complete example. We are adding zone. So we are making new zone. Why? What's the difference between this and this? I don't know. But okay, probably it's needed here. So when we do zone cross account association, we provide couple providers. Oh my God. We provide couple providers and we have example, some zone ID, and then another VPC. So potentially it looks good, but I'm a bit unsure that I understand what's going on here. So this module creates cross-account Route 53 zone association. It does need two providers to be passed. Okay, well, let's take a look into this one first. It's ACM module. where we have similar story as far as I remember. And I worked with it early this week, so I have pretty fresh knowledge about it. So somewhere here we have mm, we have so here we only define that we need one provider, but then inside of examples, somewhere probably here, we specify mm, we specify multiple providers, and or it was here, I think, provider, provider, provider. Right, so this is example. So we specify a couple providers, and we can point them to different uh, different instances of provider. Okay, sounds good. Um, sounds good. Let me just figure out here. Um, like logically, I think it's fine. What I'm trying to squeeze in my head right now after a pretty long delay or pretty long break is how to make it work uh, for many situations. And so we have router to 3 owner, we have a PC owner. Okay, that's fine. Then here, this is something what I don't really understand. Uh, like, will this work, or is there any way to make it work for different cases? Like, we have router to 3 and we have VPC related things. Is there a use case where someone will want to use it with different providers, with different, let's say somebody wants to make it to make one provider. Can they do this? Let's see. Okay, it's here. So let's take a look into providers, and then there is provider router 3. Now, if I look into versions, it's not here. I think I understand what I'm looking for. I'm looking for Terraform AWS provider documentation, and then somewhere here where I have providers, somewhere it says configuration aliases. Nope, alias. I'm just trying to figure out if there is a situation where this resource will be used like once, or maybe somebody wants to pair or to connect one VPC to multiple things, or opposite. I don't know if there is such use case, but this is something what I just want to think about, and then usually it's a bit better solution. So no, Terraform provider configuration aliases was this one. So somewhere here, configuration aliases, right? To declare a configuration alias within a module, in order to receive alternative provider configuration from parent module, the following. Right, so that's what I was thinking, that if we add this property inside of, it's already here. That's what I was trying to add. I looked into, I didn't scroll further, oh my god. Yeah, I looked into this one, but it's actually below. Okay, good. I don't know if it's 132, which is needed. Probably it can be significantly lower. Let's see. 1. I think it was forever. Yeah, it was there forever. Okay, good. So I like it more and more. Missing default values. Yeah, missing default values here, and missing something else. Right. Okay, let's leave some comments, because this one is which module we have, the rest of modules in this repository. Let's take a look. What kind of versions do we expect? Zones. It's 132. Oh, okay, so it's actually pretty new. So this one is 132. Okay, so good. Good. So then it's 132. And another one, to comment this one. This one, 356. If we require something newer than that, does it have any drawback? 356. No, it should be fine. Yeah, it should be fine. Configuration aliases probably incorrectly formatted, but okay. So what is name? Route 53 owner and VPC owner. Is it a good name? Yeah, it could have been worse. So that's good. And default value 2. Oh, I'm light. Please add. Yeah, and Sebastian, as you said, in this case, I think it's okay to have it because there are no things which are like runtime name in Lambda or some value like string value like enum type, which they will add in the future. So it's really one ID, another ID, and VPC region. Pretty straightforward. So that's why here object type with bunch of optional is not so bad. Again, if we're using version 1.3, we can use this. It's much more flexible than it was in 1.0, or even before when this module started. The region is option and will be derived. Well, it's map of associations indicating zone ID. What? The region is optional and will be derived from the provider. And this is irrelevant. Map of associations indicating zone ID and to associate with. Okay, fine. Create true. So create true is here, but it's not taken. Here it's rather VPC region, not region. Yeah, but there is no need to even comment the whole thing. It's kind of, yeah, it's obvious. It's VPC region here, maybe not. VPC region, VPC region. Let's see, it's this resource. Tick, tick, tick. So many spaces didn't help. Yeah, this search is fine. This search was like this for a very long time, so I'm not allowed to blame it. Okie dokie. Let's see. Oh, what is this? Prevent the deletion of associated VPCs after initial creation. VPC region, yeah. Default region of VPC provider. Okay, let's see what else. It's here. Unique ID of. It's not necessarily unique. It's calculated unique identifier for association. Okay, it's just ID. It's just an ID. ID of Route 53 association authorizations. Well, these words are sometimes so tricky to understand, especially if English is not your native, like for me. Okay, so it's always ID, and what else? Right, this one. Okay, and let's see another resource. Okay, there is something else. So manages VPC association. Okay, here is another one. It's ID and owning account. So it's please add one more output. Okay, and right. Right, let me think about so this association is going to iterate on this one. Right, so first we create authorization inside of Route 53 account, and then we go into this VPC and say like, hey, Route 53 allowed us to do certain things. That's pretty cool. Right. So that's why var create is used only in one place, only here, because this one is using for each from this resource. Okay, makes sense. Right, so we need to add example for create equal false. Let's see, example. Please add one more module block as an example when create equal false. Okay, here we have this one and this one. Do we really need to make another VPC? Can we just use the one here? Why do we have this? Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine to make new one. Okay. Good. So that's it. I'm pretty sure that pre-commit will complain about some changes, which has to be done. In general, it looks pretty good. Please add UI. It looks pretty good. Is enough. I'll just put it here. Please add new line between blocks. Okay, so looks pretty good. There are some small comments. Okay, so today I actually didn't merge anything. Oh, that's pretty bad. So you guys didn't see that I actually can write some Terraform code. That's too bad. But okay, let's see. This one is probably the last one, right? So if I look into pull requests on this one, yeah, I requested changes in all of them. If these changes are going to be merged, then it's going to be even better than this pull request. No, this module will be, yeah, will be pretty cool. Oh, maybe we need to add it here as well, right? The last one which I added. Let's see, what was it? Cross account VPC association. It should be added into README. Yeah, it's not here. So I'll add comment and say, please add, please update, please do related changes to the main README MD file. Please make main in, yeah, that's it. Is it me or is it volume really low? Well, I will see what I can do for the next time, but from my side, it's maximum volume. Yeah, I don't know what's, but I hear you. I will take a look what I can do with volume. I guess it is crisp again, which takes all the more volume. Or maybe I can take a look into my amazing camera setup. Let me see. I don't know what I'm doing, but it didn't change anything, but yeah, I tried. Okay, I'll take a look next time what kind of thing I can do. So that's it for today. I'm out of time, and one more issue which I wanted to take a look. I didn't have enough time, and actually I don't have enough inspiration to struggle with prefix lists and security groups. Maybe I will do this next time. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for time. And as I said, next week I will be looking more into serverless TF, and there are a lot of things which can be done. So stay tuned, and yeah, wish you to have great rest of the week. Thank you very much, Sebastian, and many other people who participated. I'm just reading from this chat. Sebastian, Bruno, Anna, Maxim, and Jude, Tanya, Annika. Yeah. If you have any questions or any feedback, please let me know. And see you later.